Hey, welcome. I'm back. This is the Hood Apostle. I want to do something real quick for my lady viewers. I put something together that I feel is kind of a hot topic among um, the ladies. A question that one of my viewers sent to me, and I kind of wanted to get my spin on it, like only the Hood Apostle can. The question that is kind of hot right now is why is it that it's difficult to get a man to commit? Why is it difficult to get a man to commit? And I said, well, speaking only from a man's perspective, um, 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 I felt it only right to give the hood interpretation or the hood perspective on why it's difficult for a woman to get a man to fully commit to a relationship. So I took the opportunity to write down a couple of things that I feel will be interesting to you and feel will be a great help to you. So let's get it started. Number one of the reasons why it's difficult for men to commit, ladies, is first thing you have to consider is oftentimes commitment or the lack thereof is a hereditary issue. If a brother or a man comes from a broken home where the father abandoned his responsibilities, that man, that sperm donor, that you know um, yeah, I call it what it is. That bastard who just abandoned his family leaves a hole in that boy's soul, causing him to not understand the importance of commitment, causing him not to understand the importance of being there. Oftentimes, women who date men that have a difficult to commit, you ought to check his background. I guarantee that oftentimes he's just a product of his environment. That if even and a man could be there, the dad could be there and still not be there, giving that boy that quality time, that bonding. A man or a boy or a child that has bonding issues in his adolescent years, in his childhood years, in his early development years, is going to have bonding issues. Bonding is another word for commitment. Bonding issues when he gets older, and that's one of the top reasons that it's difficult for a man to commit, because he didn't get that bonding relationship that he needed, either from his mother or his father. But in oft times, in most cases, not having that dad there showing that man what does it mean to be committed? What does it mean to be faithful? What does it mean to be integritous? What does it mean to stand by your word? How many ladies have been lied to by brothers, men or whoever they may be, about you the only one and you this and you that, and then you got to stalk the brother to find out that he ain't true to his word. It's because there were bonding issues. So that's number one. If you want to look at one of the reasons why it's difficult for you to get him to say, I'm only going to date you, it's only going to be us, or even, God forbid, you bring up marriage, but to bring it up, it's often because of those bonding issues he didn't have at a very important time in his life. Here's another reason. Another reason why it's difficult for the man to commit, and the ladies, you really got to think about this. The reason why it's difficult for him to commit is because he's getting everything for free right now. I mean, you think about it. Who wants to buy something that they can get for free? I mean, who would do that? Not even you would do that. If I'm gonna give you something for free, would you pay for it? No. And I hate to use pay and commitment in the same sentence, but that's what it is. Because when you're committed, you're making installments into that relationship. And most men, if you give it to me for free, and never bring up commitment, I'm gonna take it. And then when you start talking about commitment, that man's gonna back up off of you, because he's not looking for that. I mean, I guess the best thing that you were to him was a good sexual encounter. But then how do you know that he's afraid of commitment? Is that after the sexual encounter, you start talking about where we taking this relationship to the next level, which feeds into the next reason why it's difficult for a man to commit is permanency. Ladies, that's a word that you really need to understand when it deals with why is it difficult for a man to commit? Permanency. Permanency. Let me explain that to you. In the back of most men's mind, when he looks at you, what he's thinking is, when you start talking about commitment, is this very scary word. What is that word? Forever. Ever. Ever. He looking at you like, this is a long time. And the reason why permanency is an issue is because oftentimes when a man looks at a woman, because there's the ratio of women to men is so there's a gap between it, so much so that there are 7 women to every man, and that man looks at you, and the first thing he thinks, now he ain't gonna tell you this, and he may be mad at me for saying this, but it doesn't matter, it's the truth. He's looking at you, and he's saying, if I settle down with you, what's gonna happen 10 years from now? Are you gonna be fat, or are you gonna still be as fine as you are right now? Especially when there's another Ronnie, another Fox coming by, and you've lost some of your swagger. He's thinking about that permanency in the back of his mind. He really is. He's thinking about, you know, what happens is she's gonna be sexy after we have a baby, or is she still gonna hold it down after a child? And God forbid if he has a strong libido. Because even if you have a strong libido, I don't care if you're still holding your sexy. I don't care if you still got your fine. He's still thinking about permanency in the back of his head. Another one, which leads into the next one, is commitment stifles his freedom. Stifles his freedom. What do you mean? This is a real one. Some men see commitment as prison, and you the warden that he has to answer to. He's like, oh my God. I'm not gonna be able to hang out with the fellas. I'm not gonna be able to come in when I want, do what I want. And then if I get mad at you, where I'm gonna go? You know, you're gonna be in the same house with me, and I'm mad at you. And it's like, what can he do? He's locked in, and that's one of the things that he thinks about.